Hey guys, Eerie is here and welcome along to another video. To all the regular viewers of the channel, welcome back, and if this is your first time here and you like watching all sorts of sim racing related stuff, subscribe now and hit the bell icon as well so you get notified of every video I upload and you don't miss a thing. So after a short break from making videos, I think it's been about 3 weeks, you join me here refreshed and in the pre-race practice session trying to set a good quali time for the upcoming race. And what a race I have to come back with. I'm chasing, as you can see, the ghost of the 10th best person in EMEA. Now, I do this because it's really important to know, well, for me anyway, the braking points of turn number 1, the Degners, not to be confused with the Lesmos, the hairpin and the final corner. I also wanted to get used to the sim again. I've been doing a lot of iRacing and obviously this is completely different. We're in the GTR today. I saw it on the top 10 times and I've always just really enjoyed this car, so I thought, my favourite track, let's go with one of my favourite cars and let's just enjoy it. So after a couple of expected mistakes, I began to finally get up to speed, and after a few 58s, our best was a 58.1, which was 1.2 seconds off the top 10. I had a little bit more time in me, I thought, but time was up. I only gave myself, well, about half an hour all in all to go from checking the top 10 times and seeing where the braking points were to actually putting it into practice on track and getting the quali times in. So, didn't have any more time and it was time to go racing. So here we are then in the race session itself, and my driver rating put me in the top lobby for this one. It's in the best slot of the week. Everybody knows Monday night 8 PM GMT, well I suppose BST now, is the best time to race on Gran Turismo Sport. There's some great drivers in this one. Bracer there at the top. Even our Team Rock teammate Basic Ollie is in the mix as well, but our fight isn't going to be with them today. We're starting towards the back in 16th place. It was incredibly close down here and we're going to see what we can do from here. We're going to try and get into the top 10, which is 4 tenths away in terms of quali times, and I feel we're going to get faster throughout the race. So as we get underway here, we're going to start on the chicane, not ideal, and you're going to see from the delta that we're a long way off the leader already, and there's a big gap to that VW in front. Mediums and hards are required in this one. I haven't really got a clue about the strategy, so we just started on hards, as anybody does towards the back of the field, and we're just going to come in when others do. Fuel isn't going to be an issue, which I'm going to learn here. Had I known that, I would have been fuel burning on the grid. Very important to do so if you know fuel isn't a factor. And as always, we're just going to try and keep it cool, calm and collected in these early stages. We're at Suzuka, of course, an incredibly technical and unforgiving track if you get it wrong. We need to be careful as well. We're on cold, hard tyres, as you can see there. This GTR as well is very power heavy, so you need to be careful when hitting the low pedal. But the field is going to string out, so we're going to do what we always do here. Stay cool, stay calm, stay collected, and just try and reel in the guys in front. As we come across the line to start lap number 2 here, you can see we're 1.2 seconds away from the pack of 4 up ahead. We're still hoping to catch up as we get more and more confident and these tyres warm up. They're going to start battling as well, so that is going to be another factor. There's no pressure from the car behind, so we can just concentrate here on hitting our braking points, making sure we hit the apexes as well, and we're going to hopefully walk up to the back of the cars in front. Moving slightly further ahead, coming onto the back straight here, having exited Spoon, we're now under a second to the last guy in this pack. A guy has kind of got up ahead, so it's more of a pack of 3 at the moment, but we're still in a good position. We're just getting a little bit of that slipstream. Ignore the purple sector there. Everybody gets purple sectors on lap number 2. Now, I was very surprised here. Keep your eyes up ahead, as people are going to start diving into the pits, and we are going to follow them in. So we're going to put our mediums on here. There's no fuel involved, but it's going to be interesting to see, as the 2 cars around us didn't come in, whether we can undercut them here or not. And after a good outlap, we're about to finish lap number 3 here and start lap number 4. So we're still under a second to the 2 up in front, but keep your eyes to the right. The other 2 cars who were part of the pack of 4 are coming out. You can see them there. The undercut worked for the two up in front, but not for us as they slot in between us. But that's fine. The two cars at the head of this pack have got the same age tyres as us, of course. There's still no pressure from behind as well, so we can be in a position here to just stay patient. We're just going to look after our tyres here. We've got a long way to go on these mediums and let the race come to us. What we don't want to do is get into a battle now, blow all of our tyres, get them absolutely ruined, and then be in a position where we need to defend heavily rather than attacking at the end of this race. So what we're going to do here is try and take care of these tyres. Up in front though, there's going to be some action. Coming out of the Degner here and up towards the hairpin, if you keep your eyes up in front, there's going to be some Brit on Brit action as the Porsche overtakes the Volkswagen. Still, the leading car of course is on the older tyres, so we're still happy to sit within a second of these guys here as long as we maintain the slip, which we will do as we're only about 7.5 tenths of a second behind the guys in front. Moving up ahead slightly, Winchy here is going to cut 130R and get himself a penalty, so we're going to be taking his place shortly, and it's important that we're now close enough to maintain the slip to the three in front whilst he does that. Coming out of the hairpin on the next lap here, lap number 5, you can see we're still in good position. But keep your eyes up in front once again, it's all going off in this pack in front. We're going to see that they're going to try and go side by side into Spoon. There's not enough room there. One of them goes onto the grass and round Oscar goes. So we're going to be up to 15th, which is soon going to be 14th as Winchy serves his penalty. So here we go, he serves his penalty here. We're going to slide up the inside while he's ghosted, and then we're just going to assume the position because we're still in the slipstream of the two up in front. You can see us closing on them there. So it's exactly what we wanted to do. That's worked out perfectly. We can start moving as we move into the second half of this race on the two up in front and start trying to push for this top 10. Now you're going to see here as we come across the line to start lap number 6 that the GTR is much quicker in a straight line than the Beetle, especially with the slipstream that we maintained. We're going to pull out to the side here, but Shelty doesn't see us, I don't think. He's going to pull out, so we have to pull out of the moving turn, and then the Belgian is going to drop it on the Astro on the outside of turn number 1. So we're up to 13th here. Now I feel that we've got more pace than the Beetle, but I want to be considerate on these tyres. As much as I want to push and get past him and keep going and going and going, we can't. But then on the flip side, all the time that we don't pass, Winchy is sitting behind. So I think to myself, if there's a move on, I'm going to take it. I think about it into 130R. You've got to be really quite well alongside to leave it in there at 130R. So I pull out of that one, and I'm going to think we're going to have another go at him coming down the straight. So coming through the chicane here, getting nice and early on the power, but then being careful. We also get another bit of oversteer here as the track drops away from you through the final corner. He goes mega defensive up in front. But just look at the speed of this thing. We're going to close right up to him. The yellows are out up in front. Not sure what's happened there, but Blue Racer, who is in 10th, almost drops it himself, bringing him into play. So through being patient and consistent, making the right moves, we could be on for the 10th place we are looking for. Seeing the Blue Racer is struggling, we're going to back off the BMW. So the BMW? No, it's just a VW. We're going to back off the VW a little bit, which will allow us to save tyres and also allow him to concentrate on his braking points and his apexes rather than being defensive against us, and drag us, hopefully, onto the back of Blue Racer's Subaru. I could continue to battle, but that's just going to slow us both down here, and I'm going with the bigger picture thinking here. We want that 10th place if we can get it. Which actually, I don't know how many of you spotted it, is actually going to be 9th. So we could be on for 9th here now, as someone up ahead has quit. I don't know what's happened. I'm not going to trawl through the replay to find it, but we'll take it. So this 10th that we were hoping for could potentially be 9th. I am conscious low behind, as Winchy has managed to catch right up to us, so we just need to be careful of him as well. So as we come into turn number 1 here on lap number 8, the plan has worked, and we have both now caught up to Blue Racer. Looking behind, Winchy is also there, so this has made it a 4-way battle for 9th. The problem is, whilst I'm happy we're here, we're really struggling on these tyres now, and we need to get in front. We need to make the move. The longer we wait, the more difficult it is to make the move and then hold on to it. But if we can get in front, we can then at least go defensive and use the straight line speed of this GTR to keep the position we want. So the best chance, of course, with a car that has the straight line speed that the GTR does is going into the final chicane. So as we flick up to third here, as the track drops away coming out of the second part of Spoon to promote traction, we are stuck well within the slipstream of the Brit up in front, who himself is chasing down Blue Racer. He thinks about a move here, coming into 130R, tucks back in, we're right behind him now, and now he's going to have a second bite of it. As he comes into the Casio triangle here, he makes a move late, but then it forces him to the inside. That allows us the inside for the second part, but then the angle's a bit more acute, so I have to wait a little bit longer to get on the power, allowing him back first, but unfortunately he's got a 0.5 second penalty. Real shame, that one. But we can't hang around. We're going to use the power of this Nissan to get up and alongside, and then we're going to make the move stick into turn number 1. I'm going to give him as much room as I can. He's going to drop back. You can see there on the radar he actually loses 2 places, and we're now up into 10th place with only Blue Racer between ourselves and 9th with 2 laps to go. Moving a little bit further down the lap, I really want to take this 9th place off him. So as we come to 130R there, I think about making the move, but then I pull out of it. I wasn't going to be able to make it. He's then going to touch the Astro on the outside there, and we're going to try to come down the outside. Unfortunately though, we just couldn't get enough alongside. You really need to be door to door with that one to make that stick, but it doesn't matter, because this is then going to set up probably the best bit of racing I've had on Gran Turismo Sport in ages. So he's planted it to the pit wall. I've raced with Blue Racer many times before. I completely trust him, so I'm going to try the move around the outside at turn number 1. He gives me space, I'm going to give him space as well, and I'm going to have the inside here into the next corner. And somehow he hangs on around the outside. This is absolutely incredible here. What racing on Gran Turismo Sport. I'm not even that bothered that Winchy has jumped through and taken the place off me, so I'm actually down to 11th. I am just absolutely thrilled that I can race door to door with another driver in Gran Turismo Sport, something I haven't managed to do in so long. But it's not over. We managed to get alongside and then past Winchy using the power of the GTR through Dunlop there, so we're back into 10th for now. Absolutely fantastic racing here. Why? You just don't need to be at the front. Why did I think and put so much pressure on myself, thinking I needed to be at the front of every single race with the monsters who reside at the front of these grids to have a good race and be able to make a good video? We're having an absolutely fantastic race, and I'm able to produce what I think is fantastic content being a mid-pack runner. It's just absolutely fantastic. So thank you, Blue Racer. Thank you, Winchy, for this. I just absolutely love it. So thank you. But we still have the rest of the race to win. I still want this 9th place. So once again, in deja vu style, we're back in the slipstream of Blue Racer. I'm going to have one last shot here as we've exited Spoon, and we've got a run on him down into 130R. Again, I just couldn't get quite alongside, so I had to pull out there, which is going to allow Winchy a run on us. So I'm going to go to the inside, try and be defensive, but that then becomes the outside for the second part of the corner. I give him space, he gives me space, I get on the power, the track drops away a little bit there, so there's a little bit of oversteer, and then we've got a run down to the line, and I just lose out. And when I say I just lose out, I mean I just lose out. It's about 0.04 of a second there, and I come home in 11th place. What a race. Really, really enjoyed that. There was no need to mention dirty drivers or do any clickbaity titles or pull a stupid face in one of my thumbnails. It was just a good old-fashioned race, which I was able to document and share with you guys who share the same passion as me. I really, really hope you enjoyed it too. Please let me know in the comments down below what you thought of this one, and it was an absolute pleasure to make videos again like this on races like this. And guys, I'm going to end it there. I'm absolutely buzzing about this. I cannot wait to get back racing, and I will see you in another video very, very soon. So for now guys, that is going to be the end of the video. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please do hit that like button and make sure you're subscribed to the channel if you haven't already. But as I say guys, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you very shortly in the next one. Cheers.